Evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dragon Quest Legacy of the Lost streamed Let's Play. I'm your host, Saigan, here with Zenzander again.
As always. You killed the boss last time.
I did kill a boss last time, and my mom died.
And your mom died. The vial
elixir.
Didn't work this time.
Nope. No, it did not.
Better close the stream. I just looked at it, and it's about 10 seconds behind on my end.
That's kind of standard, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have the internet to stream. I think we've already gone over that, but yeah.
Yeah.
You should probably, if you have iron ingots, you should probably go try to use alchemy now because
you and
got
your alchemy.
You are so under-equipped.
I have iron ore. I don't have any ingots.
Oh, ore is what you need. Like I said, the mace is really what you want to make. It's really useful for bosses, and you haven't had it. There's only like 4 boomerangs in the whole game, and they're severely underpowered after you get past a couple points. He didn't make. It's like Dragon Warrior 8 or Dragon Quest 8. You get a few boomerangs, but there aren't that many. As a matter of fact, there are fewer boomerangs than there are spears, and there are very few spears. Like 5, maybe 6.
Oh, there's more spears than that.
Oh, we got the standard one you can buy. I remember the whirlwind spear, and then I remembered. Okay, let's see. The iron mace, timber, and iron ore. Yes, that will make. Bingo. You can synth that into something else.
It's
now.
A chain flail, which is still pretty boss.
You can synth that into something else if you just get more iron, which you'll be able to get more iron in another area really easily. So you don't have to go back and farm armored Arnie's
herbs.
for it.
Thank you, Ashes. I do need to refill on herbs.
Well, you used a few, but...
I need magic herbs.
I only
used 6.
I only had about 50 max. Like you bought 99 that one time, and I usually hovered around 50.
It was to get I think it was to get Doc to shut up.
Oh yeah, he kept annoying you about it.
Sadie, Arias, how's it going?
There's Arias.
Yeah, I only went through 7 herbs last time, Truth. 7 magic herbs.
That's because you had an inn in that castle.
I was actually moderately prepared for that. Okay, so I need to go back into the past with the elixir.
Yeah, and you have to cure people. Now, there's this red herring here. It's not even spoiling it. It's like you have the option to cure people or not, but you have enough to cure everybody, so why would you not want to cure everybody? Like, I thought that you would have 20 people who would need it, and you'd have to be decisive and only heal 10 of them. But it doesn't make a difference because you can heal everybody. So it's kind of a not choice, you know? Yeah, I thought it was going to be deeper than that. And who you would cure would determine events, stores, items, etc., etc. I was thinking too much into it. I'm sure if Arias had more time to plan, he might have considered that, but he had other things to do, like the rest of the game. So I kind of forgive him for that.
Oh my god, guys. It was only 7 herbs that I went through last time.
Oh, by the way, regular black coffee with coconut rum tastes like you've just sugared the coffee. It's completely awesome.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to try that one of these days.
I tried it yesterday, and it was fantastic. You're right about it. It's not a choice. You're right. You cure everybody.
Wait.
There's no
is this
real
where
choice.
I'm supposed to be?
You can go.
No,
here.
there's that other town to the north.
Oh, there's a notorious monster in there. You should go because he gives you.
Oh my god, you and the alchemy and the notorious monsters.
He gives you a guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Quote, guaranteed.
Oh no, the shield you never got, but some notorious monsters have a 100% drop rate on certain items. Like he made the Foo Fighters drop rate on the like the Foo Foil is 100%. The Gristle branch is a little bit less, but I think he upped it. I think he said he upped it.
Who's this guy?
Oh, well, he doesn't want you to cure the people in the past of the plague.
Is this another boss fight?
Well, the region isn't complete unless you heal them. That's true. That's true. You gotta heal all of them. So you can just let people die to be a dick, and it absolutely has no
The vile elixirs have been taken!
Yes, you have to go get them now. There was this promo at the liquor store. Calypso rum was on sale for $14.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually 16 or 18. And the promo was by Calypso itself, the company. It says if you buy 2 bottles, it's a $10 mail-in rebate. So it's $28 to buy both. $10 rebate makes it 18, which makes it $9 a bottle. But you have to wait 8 weeks for the rebate. I decided to do it, and I'm waiting for the rebate. I've got 7 weeks left on the rebate.
Money is money.
Yeah, and it became $9 a bottle, and I'm usually spending $12 a bottle. So I figured in the long run, it's actually leveling itself out pretty nicely. Yep, slightly altered, but yes. Oh, I hated this place because it just grinded on my tits a little bit. Not as much as the Wind Cave, but it grinded on my tits a little.
Would you say it really rustled your jimmies?
No, not really. It was slightly a wedge. It's like when you have a half a wedgie in your ass, but not quite a full wedgie.
Did it jiggle your puffs?
A little, yeah. Did you have to go through the cave a few times and like back and forth and hit these thingies?
Switches everywhere. There's a chest up there. Oh man, look at all these monsters I haven't fought yet.
Saigan and Mummy Man. Well, I'm using other Dragon Quest monster names.
Walking Dead, Mischief, and a Saigan.
Saigan, yeah. Saigan was actually a pretty good choice in Dragon Warrior Monsters, the first one. Game Boy.
Which would you say is the most threatening of these?
Saigan, I think. He might argue and say Mischief, but I think Saigan is. I always like this cave. Well, of course, because
if the cave pisses off Zen, Arias liked making it.
Jigglypuff, yeah. And I'm not into Pokemon.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, I hear really good raves about the new South Park game, and I've seen reviews on it, and I've seen some Let's Play footage on it, and it does look good. It really does look like they respected the source material, and I dare to say that
it's written by the South Park creators, and the game is actually made by the people who did Knights of the Old Republic. So, yeah, the game's going to be great.
I've seen about a tenth of the game. A lot of games I can't buy because I don't have the systems for. So I prefer to watch Let's Plays on those. I think the Nostalgia Critic mentioned one time, he's like, why do people watch Let's Plays? Or maybe he didn't. Maybe someone suggested he should do that. I think that's what it was. And I know why people watch Let's Plays.
I watch them when I'm at work and can't be gaming myself.
Yeah, you actually you also watch them to gain a perspective, or you watch them because
for the personality.
You like the personality. Yes.
Yeah, personality makes a big difference.
Like you can have a very, very dry personality and just play the game. This is why I don't like commentary less Let's Plays. The ones where they just have long plays and you watch that. I don't like that because I don't get the reactions of the player, and that's always the fun part. Back in the 80s and 90s when we played consoles, you wanted your friend there, even if it was a solo game, because you could like throw jokes off each other. And I would sometimes sit at my friend's house and he would play Final Fantasy III on Super Nintendo because I would just make suggestions or something, and then he would follow up on it. Or I would watch my other friend play Quake on the computer, which I didn't like Quake at the time. I know you're going to kill me for that because Quake is considered to be a timeless classic.
I'm kind of neutral on Quake. I can see the appeal, but I don't really care.
My friend at the time was like, it's so realistic. Look, if you slice your axe this way, he cringes this way. If you slice it this way, he cringes the second way. He cringes in the way you attack him. Back then, that was big.
It was cool technology for the time, yeah, but...
But the polygon graphics were they were so different from other games that if you weren't accepting of a new technology, they looked ugly to you. And since I didn't own a PC, I was just a Nintendo/Super Nintendo gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Saw computer games, they were so radically different. I didn't fall in love with a game when it showed a very radically different graphic style. Quake was that type, and I didn't have that exposure, so I thought Quake looked ugly.
Well,
But-
foolish you.
Well, I didn't have the exposure. I have a lot of exposure now, so I can retcon my feelings and say, yeah, it was okay. But I can digress my.
Oh my god. That last fight took so long, and now I have to fight 2 of these mischiefs? I think that the mischiefs might actually be more dangerous.
Well, once you're a couple levels up and can 1 or 2 shot them, they become less of a threat. You might want to equip the mace because it gives you a plus 30 attack power, and I think the whole thing about this is you probably want to smack a couple and
It's
kill them.
equipped.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he critted you. Ouch. Use Crackle from Orias.
I did use Crackle. It just hasn't gone off yet.
78 damage, yeah. 88, 122, and 98. Saigan is croaking. Zen just said they're not hard when they're not hard. Did not say that.
That's what you said. They're not hard when they're not hard. Once you're stronger, they're easier. You're like the John Madden of video game commentary.
Look, they're only hard when they're hard, okay? Jeez.
Well, nobody's arguing that.
I hate you, Ashley. I'm going to hurt you one of these decades.
Oh, fantastic. No!
I knew it.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
He was down in the 20s. I knew it. That's okay. Your reviver is not dead. Four slot limit, like in Terry's Wonderland, was great. The limit of 3 slots was bad for DQ.
Slots what?
2. Monsters to carry, because you had 1 in
Oh,
reserve.
oh, right, I see that. Ah, Vivify didn't work.
Bummer. You need to heal. It's okay, I'm a doctor. I can order 5-point restraints on you. Oh, I'm not serious. I'm trolling to troll. Alright.
This dungeon sucks, man.
That's why I hated it to begin with. Oh, you're going through my growing pains.
I've done 2 fights in here, and I'm already feeling like it's time to leave. Yeah, I missed that chest. God damn it. I'm sure I'll be back.
Well, you can leave and go slay at the inn. The inn still is up. Don't be afraid to use your MP, because you can always exit.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I am. Last week was horrible for me. It really was a bad week. A whole week was terrible. Yeah, how many times do you have a bad week? I usually have a bad day. But I had absolutely no energy. I'll probably still leave in an hour.
I kind of like doing just the hour of Dragon Quest, honestly, because then I can, like, relax and wind down and play some Street Fighter also.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd check out your camis once in a while. And I never had a favorite Street Fighter character. I had some least favorite characters, but it's only going so far as Street Fighter 3. I did not play Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter EX, or I only played a couple of the alphas too. Alpha Dreams and Alpha 2. Because Alpha 3 actually takes place after Street Fighter 2, if I remember my chronology
No.
correct.
All the alphas
seemed
take
like it did
all the
because it
alphas
had
take
some
place before
characters.
Street Fighter 2.
Okay, because it just felt like Alpha 3 took place after 2.
No, Alpha 1, 2, and 3 take place in that order between the original Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2: The World Warrior.
That's what I figured. I mean, that's what I thought.
No, not Defend. God damn it.
The world. Oh god, actually, it was called Fighting Street originally.
No, it wasn't. Fighting Street is something else.
Well, for consoles, maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure you're just wrong.
The arcade, Fighting Street. Or did they rename it that for like the Sega Master System or something? I know Street Fighter 1 was called Fighting Street at one point in one iteration.
Gonna make me go look it up.
Play your game, I'll look it up.
Street Fighter, Street Fighter, Street Fighter. A port was released for the PC Engine TurboGrafx. Under the name Fighting Street.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. PC Engine and TurboGrafx.
Well, I knew it had one port.
Well, it had many ports. Just that was the weird
That
one.
was called Fighting Street. I don't know where this came from. My mind just went into a tangent, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just thinking, when the original Dungeons and Dragons movie came out, it was considered to be a flop. But the funny thing about it is I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was terrible.
I enjoyed it. It was so hammy.
It was terrible.
I loved it.
I was so angry because I was really looking forward to it.
I loved it because it felt like how you would LARP. The whole movie felt like a LARP.
It did feel like a LARP, and it's not what I wanted.
But that's what I liked about it.
Ugh.
See? We're like Sequel and Herbert here. You hate a movie and I love it because of the same fact, of the same one thing we're looking at. I love it for that. Quit smacking your head against it. Saigan, you're arguing with a brick wall. Rather, it's more like an old tree stump.
You're an old
No,
tree
it's
stump.
a stump chump. Haha.
Stump Chump Zen?
Actually,
Wait, I named my Stump Chump Zen, didn't I?
Well, you melded me, I think, with one at one point. I don't know. If
Yeah,
you...
in the process of making a dancer.
Which it really kicked ass by the end, but I was underutilized.
Wah.
Like, if you had given me that third ability of extra MP, it would have really been useful. But instead, you accidentally gave me like Frost Breath or something instead, because you thought that was Breath. But then people were like, no, Breath is a different category.
Yeah,
So
that
waste
was
points.
disappointing.
Yeah. So if you hadn't done that and you had done the other meld and got me the MP, what was it called? Like one of your characters had it. It was one skill that boosts your MP. If you'd given me that, I would have been really cool. Because then it would have had Dance, Breath, and then a lot more MP. Which made me versatile. Anyway, it was a nice Let's Play. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the game in general, but yeah, I think I liked that game. I liked it a little less than
Oh my god, Dharma Temple? We're unlocking Dharma Temple soon?
Dharma Temple works differently in this game. I won't spoil it, but it's not quite the same as what we're used to.
Okay. That's cool. That's
I mean,
fine.
it has, yeah, it's still different, which is good because
well-
Arias gave a different little tweak to it, made it just a little bit more interesting. So I was talking about something. Forgot.
You were.
Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, Joker 2. For some reason, I liked it a little less than Caravan Hearts, only because Caravan Hearts' heart system, while grindy to the extreme, limited the amount of monsters you actually had to have, and I think it only gave you a maximum of 4 monsters, which made the game so much easier because there was none of this recruiting, wild factor. It took away all that crap, and then you said, okay, all you need is hearts, and every monster in the game virtually drops a heart if you grind for them. And I was playing emulator, so I could just save state reset until I dropped the heart. I know that's cheating.
That's cheating. That is such cheating.
I don't care. I wasn't playing to get the whole grindy experience. I'm a Dragon Warrior veteran. I mean, do you think I've not played enough Dragon Warrior to deserve a little cheating once in a while?
I'm not going to cheat during my marathon.
Well, no, of course not.
I think I certainly deserve to,
Oh,
but
but
it's a matter of pride, man.
You have the right, though, to exploit the game mechanics.
What, do you mean like the Mace Master who keeps
respawns
respawning?
and drops that thing you can sell over and over again? Yes, it is within your rights to exploit that, because to keep your sanity intact, grinding for gold in Dragon Warrior 2 is a lot harder without exploiting him.
I checked the How Long to Beat website. It's supposed to take like 23 hours on average to beat Dragon Warrior 2 on the NES.
And you can
so I'm looking at a full 24-hour marathon.
You can shave off about 4 hours of that if you exploit Mace Master's draw.
But then I'll be too low of a level.
No, you get the gold for the items, but you still grind for the EXP in a better area. It just... grinding for the gold sucks, and you want to have the better armor while you're leveling, because it makes leveling easier. Better armor, better weapons.
Not Squelch. Squelch.
In Super Nintendo... Not Super Nintendo. In Nintendo, I did the whole save reset with one lottery ticket until I got the gold card. I would save, if it didn't get the gold card, reset. I did that for about 3 hours and finally got the gold card. Because nowhere in Dragon Warrior 2 can you compare the stats on weapons or armor, and buying one that you don't need is a waste of money.
A lot of old games were like that.
And of course, if you forgot to save before you bought, you were screwed. But the gold card let you buy and sell for 75%. So it virtually meant if you bought something you didn't need, you could sell it back and not be out any money.
Ouch.
Looks at...
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's dead. Do you have a heal us spell?
I have 2 heal us spells.
There you go. You might want them. Has anyone dated a redhead?
I am dating a redhead. Perry is a redhead.
Yeah, I have. I did once. It's great because you don't get many
Keep
of
it
those.
PG.
That recessive gene is a little bit hard to find in our gene pool, so it's nice.
Oh, speaking of, we didn't know this last week, but Perry and I totally got approved on a house to rent, so we're actually going to start moving on Tuesday.
Actually, okay, what's your rent cost? You don't have to share if you don't want to.
My share of the rent is only going to be $600 a month.
Well, because I'm saying, for housing rent, usually you can get a mortgage for cheaper than housing rent.
Not on my credit.
Her credit?
Not on her credit.
Oh.
Both of us went through divorces in the last 7 years, so...
Divorces shouldn't matter, but bankruptcy will.
Divorces do, actually. They look at it.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
It's not like an official they look at it, but it certainly doesn't help.
Because I saw a bank loan at my bank for 4.125% fixed for 10 years, a 30-year loan at up to $250,000, and at that rate, it would be $1,280 a month for 360 payments, and $1,280 a month for a house at $250,000 is actually a really good payment. For 30 years, and you're paying back $480,000 of that $250,000. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I did the math on it.
Yeah.
But the point is that a $1,280, not even a $1,300 a month payment for a mortgage, is better than renting for like $1,200.
Also, in addition to the divorce, I had to do a short sale on my house.
Oh.
So that didn't help.
Yeah. Yeah. Divorces shouldn't be, but you see, you're talking about You're talking about normative economics, not positive economics. Mm-hmm. Normative economics is what should be, and they don't look at that.
No, we have an entire system built on credit, which is just a terrible, terrible idea, because you're valued more based on the amount of debt that you have, so long as you're paying that debt. Right now, I have no debt. I have 0 debt, and that means I have terrible credit.
Yeah, I've only had one loan from a bank in my entire life, and that was to buy my first truck.
Truth, maybe the problem isn't divorce. Maybe the problem is how marriage works in this country. people are kind of thrown into it and are given this idea that, okay, you go to high school, you go to college, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and sometimes marriage is a mistake. Like, it's kind of weird to say this, but I'm the happiest I've ever been now that I'm not married anymore. And in all honesty, that has probably saved my sanity. It saved my ex's sanity, and it also made things a lot easier for my kid.
Truth. Don't bring that moral thing of marriage.
That's supposed to be for life.
That is so old-fashioned.
Oh my
You have
gosh.
no idea. That is so 1950.
All right, first of all, marriage has changed. Second of all, marriage has changed throughout the ages. Marriage was originally just a political thing.
For women to protect assets if their husbands got killed before they remarried. Otherwise, the state got possession of it, the crown.
Well, you can go even further back before that. There's just... It has a very old history, and you can't, push what your idea of marriage is on other people.
Go that far back, if you want to go back Bronze Age, marriage was arranged by the father for the son because it was another father giving up his daughter. He sold her for goats and shit.
Truth. Seriously, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes you marry the wrong person, and divorce is there to get you out of it. The whole process sucks, but both myself and my ex are happier now than we were before, and my son gets 2 happy homes instead of 1 unhappy one.
Yeah, the whole concept of this, it's better. The modern day is much better with people understanding who they are and learning. A marriage can be a mistake. And you divorce, and you remedy that mistake.
Marriage can be a mistake, and honestly, the whole idea is antiquated anyways. I don't think that marriage is something that's needed anymore. It's something that we need to grow beyond. The government and the law should have absolutely no say, no part at all in the feelings between 2 adults. Ever. So we don't need marriage anymore.
Fight your mummies.
Mummies. I'm fighting mummies.
Yeah, I'm with Sai on this one 100%. I mean, my cousin, she married right out of high school. She's younger than me by like 8 years or something like that. She married right out of high school to a youth minister. Now this can't go right. She's like 19, she's 18 or 19 years old, marrying a youth minister now. In like a year, they had no money, and she divorced him. I'm like, yeah. I saw that one coming a mile. Her parents even said, if you don't marry him.
Well, divorcing because of money, I certainly think...
No, it was a mistake. She did it to rebel against her parents, and her parents said, if you don't marry, we'll pay for your college, and you can marry him after college. She's like, no, I want to marry him now! And they said, you marry him, we're not going to support you. And they didn't, and then she divorced him, and then begged, and they let her back in. And that's kudos to my aunt and uncle for doing that.
My ex and I lived together for 5 years before we decided to get married. It's not something that we took lightly. We lived together for 5 years before we decided to get married. The thing is, people change over time. And sometimes the person who used to be right for you, that person doesn't exist anymore because people change. And instead of suffering through a life together where you are miserable, you have the opportunity to say, well, this isn't working anymore, and it sucks for a little while. It sucks really, really bad for a little while. But having, a year or 2 of emotional pain from a divorce is better than a lifetime of forcing yourself to be with somebody who is no longer right for you.
The concept of love, when you marry someone, you think you love them, biochemically.
It's all chemicals. It's absolutely all chemicals.
It's endorphins created by your hypothalamus, generated when you're with someone who is or are behaving in a specific way that generate this chemical factory. People change. Like I just said this. I'm elaborating on this people change thing. When people change, they behave differently than you expect them to. when they behave differently than your expectations, your hypothalamus stops producing the endorphin. You don't feel in love with them anymore. Because they're not behaving the way you expect. They're not the same person.
No, I understand that you're referring to most people, Truth, but until you prevent me with sourced information on each individual's experience with divorce and why they got divorced, I don't think you can even put out a blanket statement like that.
Ashes is reminding you to play the game.
I'm just saying, you can't make a blanket statement and say most people get married for the wrong reasons or most people are getting divorced for the wrong reasons. Because it's different for every single person.
Different strokes for different folks, different walks of life. 7 billion people in the world, man. There is no cookie cutter.
Perry and I have already agreed, like, we don't want to get married. Because that takes so much weight off of our shoulders. We can live together, we can raise our kids together.
Yep. Be like Goldie Hawn and what's his name, who never got married and they have a kid and they're fine. Kurt Russell. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell never married because they know celebrity marriages never last. And they had a kid together, this little bastard. I love saying that. And that's fine. They're still not married and they're still together. I love that story for some reason.
Because it's a love story and it's continuing. Ashes, you're right. We don't want a 50-minute battle with 3 regular minions, which would totally happen if I kept talking.
I'll get you back on track. You're fighting this leafy thing and this mummy.
So, okay, to get things at least back on Dragon Quest, I mentioned it before. I mentioned it in my Quester's Rest. What do you guys think about people playing Dragon Warrior Monsters on emulator and then using netplay to play against each other?
I'm cool with you playing the emulator, to be honest. I was just waiting for people to... The whole Strat was distracted by Shiny.
The Shiny being my rant.
The Shiny, and anything that pulls your attention in the wrong direction. And not even the wrong direction, a tangential direction. Because what if a Shiny is just off the beaten path a little bit, and you go and grab it, and then you go back on the path? You're fine. Fine. Oh, Cotton Thread. Hey, leveling up.
Yeah, but one Shiny tends to lead to other Shinies.
Frizzle.
So, like, while you may see something, 5 feet from the path, you might see something new from that point.
6 intel.
It offers different perspectives. That Shiny is leading you towards new perspectives and new life experiences.
Oh, you're going to get that chest before you leave here, aren't you?
I already grabbed it.
I missed that part. Okay.
I was in the middle of ranting.
Your avatar picture with the pig and the yellow hat, if I look at it lazily, which I always do, it looks like a banana.
It does kind of look like a banana,
Base.
just glancing at it like, why does Sai have a banana on his shoulder?
And then I have to think of bananas in pajamas. I have to link you with that now. And now you're bouncing in a sleeping bag up the stairs as a banana.
I keep hearing of that thing. Never saw it. What are the bananas in pajamas bouncing up?
It's a toy. It's a toy for kids. It doesn't move. Basically a stuffed plushy banana in a sleeping bag, basically. It's just so stupid. But it was a little bit popular back in '97, maybe.
Did somebody just seriously get 43 MP drained? Somebody better have
so.
not gotten 43 MP drained. Arias! Couldn't have done that as a percentage. Look at that. Completely drained.
Yeah. Bananas in pajamas seem going up the stairs. You can look it up on YouTube if you want.
No, I believe you. I just
leave the pajama bananas alone.
It's too late. He's saying it, Sadie. It's in your head now.
That's one thing Dragon Quest never had was a banana monster. They have an apple monster. No banana. Because apples and bananas, that song?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
I love apples and bananas. It's a stupid kitty song. Anyway.
Oh my god, stop pointing me!
Bananas. The word banana is funny.
Oh my god. I do have the repel spell, but I need the experience points also, so I don't really feel it's necessary to use repel yet.
He wants to level up. He's only level 21.
I know I'm gonna wind up being woefully underleveled again.
You're hanging out for your monthly meeting.
Cool.
Oh, you know,
Later, Sadie.
I thought Sadie was going to say I'm heading out for my monthly time. I'm thinking, Sadie.
Really?
Girl? Yeah.
Sadie always disappears for meetings.
No. I don't think there was any emulator.
Stuck in the off switch. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't. Some emulators created that you can link up online. Like we have that Super Nintendo one, but only the earlier version because the later ones didn't do it. I don't know if you could find a Game Boy emulator to link up online like that or not. If you can, I'd love it.
We can spend some time trying to experiment.
You're actually the level I am when I get here, finish the region.
Really?
2021.
Okay.
Well, it does. The enemies here are a challenge for that level.
Wait a second. Don't I have? I have fire rings.
Cool. Yeah, because you fought the Phoenix, and I think you bought 4 of them.
Yeah, I came equipped with 4 fire rings. So this is going to make those guys a lot easier.
Drop some stats, but I guess you'll take the good with the bad.
You know, to take half sizz damage.
Touche. Whenever I used to see the word touche written in books, T-O-U-C-H-E apostrophe E, whatever that symbol is. I want to say it's not an apostrophe. It's that punctuation above the E. What's it called?
I forget what it's called. I used to know what it was called.
Anyway, I would see that, but you see, I was a kid, and I had never heard I heard the word touche, but I didn't link touche with that word, and I thought that word was touchy. So when someone made
touchy,
I thought they were going touchy.
I can see that.
All the time, I'm like, yeah, he's being touchy.
In the original Dragon Warrior, when I was first playing it, you know how when you miss something, it says like, you know, hero attacks the skeleton. It is dodging.
Actually, there's a longer version of that. A miss of attack ensued and no damage hath something, but you don't ever see it after the first part of the game.
Tilde is the squiggly one, or else like that. Or tilde.
Tilde, it's not a tilde. Yeah.
That's the squiggly.
It's the little symbol above the E in Pokemon as well.
Yeah, it's some kind of accent. It has an actual name the same way that, like, tilde has a name and umlaut has a name. I just cannot remember what it freaking is.
The 2 dots above the U.
The U that make it sound like an O. Yeah.
That has a name too.
Umlaut.
That's something. What?
It's umlaut.
An umlaut.
Yes.
Yeah. There's those 2 dots and then.
Yeah. So, Dragon Warrior 1, it would say it is dodging. I misread that as it is dogging. So for like the longest time, I thought that like to be frustrating to somebody else was if they were being dogging.
The attack hath myth, no damage. That's what I'm talking about. There's actually 2, but you never see that second one again after the beginning of the game. I don't know why.
A cute accent. Thank you, Ashes. Ashes is here answering the hard questions.
And a cute accent. Yes. Actually, in Tolkien's universe, when you write out words, you put the appropriate punctuation dots over each vowel so people know how to read it. I really wish we had kept that in place. So when you write it out, like when you pronounce the double O, ooh, you put the right dots over it. Or if you pronounce it ah, you put it the right schwa over it or something. Because when you look at that stuff, it's like, yeah, I can read this and I understand how it's pronounced with those little symbols that I don't know the names of over the letters, over the vowels. And programming while listening to crazy Zen rants.
I need water, like really bad. I'll be right back.
Water. Hope it's not salt water. Causes kidneys to shut down. You gonna kill it? You gonna kill it? You gonna kill it? with his auto attack. No, it didn't die. It's still alive. Okay. Oh no, he's back. He's pushing buttons again. That's how bugs get in your programming, Ash. The first bug was an actual bug. Got into a printer and jammed it. Then they called it bug, and then the term stuck after that. True story, bro. It is.
I am actually familiar with that story.
Mm-hmm.
I could not source it right now though, so
I can't source it either, but it was actually presented in my programming classes. I know it's true.
A switch lie here. Lies? Lays? Rise.
It should be lay. A switch lay here. Because lie is plural.
Well,
Switch
it
is
could
lie.
be a switch lies here. It could be a switch lays here.
Lay, not lays. Lay.
No, lay would be past tense. Lays would be present tense.
But you see, it's... I don't think lays is appropriate because...
Lies or lays would both be appropriate here.
Yeah, moth. Yeah. Ah, the sword gun and the pixies.
Come on, come on. Bring the sizz. Bring the sizz.
Who wants to be a millionaire? We thought what color was Big Bird was a great trick question for the $1 million question. I'm just kidding. That was never a question. But I don't like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I think it's a dumb show.
I'm not a fan of reality TV in general. That
That
includes
feels like a reality game show.
I lump game shows in with reality TV.
Even Let's Make a Deal and Family Feud.
Yeah, both of you guys are correct. Ashes and Truth, you're both correct. Lies is correct. Lays is correct.
Lied? No, I don't think you do that.
Well, he's saying lied would have been past tense, but it would have been more correct to say lay.
Lied isn't appropriate at all because lied is another word completely, and you can't use it in that format because the past tense of that is not lied. The past tense is lay. A switch lay here.
Yes, but there's...
The past tense of lie is not laid.
I'm discussing this with too many people at once now.
Yeah, which gets used depends on the context of the sentence, I believe. Oh, lied. I love the word.
What was I doing? I'm attacking.
Fight.
I'm fighting. I'm fighting. There's monsters
my
here.
twin saves me from a whole lot of blame because he's the one who does the donuts on the neighbor's yard.
What? Dude, you're freaking tangents, man.
Oh.
So
I should write a book of prophecy.
more prep for the eventual marathon. He lay down. He lied down. Both of those work. Again.
He went to lie down.
I'm probably you guys recall on my Dragon Warrior marathon I had like the drama CD of Dragon Quest 1. I have the files for the drama CD for Dragon Quest 2. I also might put on in a little corner the hero Yusha, or what's it called? Yusha? No, something or other. It's the live action comedy for Dragon Quest. I might put that on.
How do you palace someone? I didn't know palace was. I didn't know palace was a verb.
Remember, we turned it. We made it a verb.
That's right. I remember now. We did do that last.
We're gonna palace him for talking too much.
Mm-hmm. God, I've been palaced.
Stop palacing, Zen.
I've been palaced.
Zen, you just got palaced.
Are there red-headed
Why did
elves?
I heal us? Are there red-headed elves? I don't know. I've never met an elf.
I'm talking about in all the fantasy lore I've ever seen. There's blonde elves, there's black-haired
In
elves.
fantasy, yes, there's red-headed elves.
I don't recall ever seeing one.
Do you seriously say you? Truth! Are you not familiar with the live-action Dragon Quest comedy? It is amazing.
Oh, you're fighting two sword guns and a mummy now. I loved your latest episode.
Yoshihiko, the hero Yoshihiko and the Demon's Castle. It is amazing.
Your Dragon Quest 8 episode, the latest one, you fight the King Cure Slime, and look at him, he's so wiggly. He's so cute. You just love the fat king slimes.
I love the giant slimes. I love the behemoth slimes. I love the king slimes, the King Cure slimes. I even like the jewel slimes because they got the big pudgy cheeks.
And of course, the King Metal slimes.
Oh yeah, King Metals, definitely. Although they're probably not quite so huggable.
Well, they're probably as soft as Mercury. Mercury in a putty.
Oh my god, Aruba.
Oh, dude, he ate it. He munched his dust and.
What happened? Aruba, come back to us. Sword Gone is what's happening to us. I should have focused on the Sword Gone first, I think.
If you're a necromancer and someone pisses you off, you kill them, you res their soul in the body of a construct, and you make that construct eat the dead body. That way he's eating himself. It would be a poetic justice.
Is this the kind of thing that you think about when you're left alone with your thoughts?
This is the kind of thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools.
Yeah. Motherfucker! Come on!
Bullshit! I'm just waiting for you to bust out. Go bullshit! I used to play these games all the time, and some bullshit would happen. I would almost spit on the TV screen. Bullshit! Throw the controller down in gamer rage and stomp. Like the game doesn't care, but all of us in our generation know what game rage is. Just you get so pissed because the game is so cheap.
Oh, now the Sword Gone dies. God damn it. God damn it.
I actually was in pretty decent schools. That's a joke of mine. I actually borrowed that from George Carlin. These are the thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools. And I love that line when I heard it.
I like George Carlin.
He was a legend. I used to like Dane Cook for a while, and then I just fell out of favor with him.
I think that Dane Cook gets too much flack. Personally, I think he's got, like, some really hilarious bits. I don't understand where all the hate comes from.
The hate comes from, he bashed the atheist community, and that really pissed off a lot of people once.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Like, it was something about, for those of you who say there's no God, prove it. Yeah, and it's just like, it was the worst thing he could have possibly have said, because it's the dumbest thing.
You sure that wasn't done in sarcasm? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to stop that one right here. Let's just move away from that entire subject.
Anyway, but before he did that, the one episode of Dane Cook I liked was his Kool-Aid Man episode. That was actually kind of funny. If a 200-pound jug of juice came crashing into your house, oh yeah! I actually like that one. See, I can like a person's individual part routine without actually liking the person himself, because I can separate the act from the person. I can do that. So I can still appreciate something I thought was funny. Dead again, momentarily, then get revived. Yeah, that's just the way it works. In the world of Dragon Quest, in the whole universe, you have the power to bring back spirits into the corpse. But apparently, only for you, because when someone else gets killed, they can't do that.
Or if it's important to the story.
Like the Sage in Dragon Quest 8. It's like, why can't you just cast a freaking revive spell on him or throw a Yggdrasil branch his way? Or a leaf. Yggdrasil leaf. It's like, dude, he's...
Because it's a quest flag.
One at him.
It's a quest flag. You can't revive through quest flags.
Well, the whole point is that the battle mechanics take place in some different dimension than the game itself. When in an RPG, when you fight, the game doesn't actually... It doesn't exist. That combat doesn't exist.
That's why I like Dark Souls.
Well,
or EVE Online handles it pretty well, because you actually do die. in EVE Online. But what you've done is you've saved your current stats to a clone that you have pre-purchased.
I thought about that once. Like that would be a way to do it. Clones. So, yeah, interesting. That someone else had that idea and rolled with it before, you know. There are corpses and people who die mid-game. Well, there's corpses of you when you fall in battle, but again, battle...
They drag around your freaking coffin.
Coffin in 2, or 3, the first version of 3.
Also in 2.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I know that because the Prince of Canuck spent a lot of that game in a coffin.
I love how the coffin manifests itself.
Sword gone. Sword gone. Kill the sword gone. Kill the wabbit.
I think I told you the sword gun was the most threatening.
Kill the wabbit. You did, but I think the mischiefs are more threatening than the sword gun. These pikemen aren't terrifying at all, though.
Pikemen, I think, are your reprieve in this cave because
They're,
I never had.
they're the slimes in this cave.
Yeah. I think what it is if you tried to understand the game world, only the chosen can be revived. So that's probably what it is. The god that does exist.
Roto and his descendants all had the protection of Rubis.
Yeah, so it happened in Dragon Quest 3, and it went up from there, and all the descendants after that. But if you follow that line of argument,
She didn't care enough to save his father.
What about the? I know. What about the Zenithian trilogy? That's not part of Rubis's protection.
Well, I haven't
they're
played
part of
6
Master
yet, so I
Dragon's
can't
protection.
talk on 6.
Master Dragon. He watches over the world. I think he's the one.
The death of the father of the twins was necessary to drive them towards a life adventure and ultimately save the world.
So basically, yeah. Okay, so I'm just saying that yeah, only the heroes can get revived.
I don't purposefully abuse Sage Aruba. Oh my god, am I through the cave?
Now you have to go fight that thingy and get your bottles back. You're like 7 minutes to retirement here.
Yeah, I am 7 minutes to retirement. Did I hit those? Oh, okay, real quick. Did hitting those switches give me a faster route through the cave?
It gave you the only route through the cave because it was all covered up until you hit them. Oh, you mean this way? Yes. Now you can go back the shortcut.
Okay,
Yes.
alright, fantastic.
And it'll stay that way. Oh, there it is, the notorious monster.
Sweet, what up, Argus? Okay.
Gold thread.
Alright. Notorious monster. Let's go enchant ice. Let's go acceleratal.
Or Uruba can tell us that. Like, I know he drops a gold thread, but I don't know if he dropped a second item or not.
Taku. Sap.
I farmed him for gold threads because I needed like 10 of them. And you can only do that mini game with the flashing floor so many times before it gives you the one item over and over again. So you can only get like 3 gold threads out of it. And 2 tin suits.
Majustice? What is Majustice? All stats down.
Yeah, and you can't cure it with state sand, so don't try.
So I just have to kind of suck it up for a few turns?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I thought Zen's got fixed. The Sage Aruba. Oh, mine. I fixed mine in one save file, but I kept one save file not fixed. I have one folder with the unupdated.
So Sage Aruba is permanent. Jesus, that hit did not help at all.
It is good stat hat with evasion and accuracy. Oh yeah, you get the hat. A good hat if it's randomly. You'll get the gold thread 100%. The hat's good. If you can get it. You can kill this guy in 5 minutes. I know you can. Just stick with it.
Well, I thought I was going to, and then Kira's
Yes.
stats got ruined.
What?
My god, he hits so hard.
Yep.
I don't have any Dispel Tonics.
Mm.
I don't think I do. I have State Sand.
I killed him without Dispel Tonics. What are you talking about?
Oh, I do have a Dispel Tonic. Okay, well, we'll Dispel Tonic. We have one. We have one Dispel Tonic. I don't know how well this is gonna go.
Dun, dun, dun. I used to play Hero Quest a lot. And I played it by myself because no one else was around as a kid, so I played all 4 heroes and Saigan. And you might think that's cheating because I'd have the map and knew all the traps were.
Oh my god.
You know. But I did it fairly. I would not, what's it called? I wouldn't use the information that I knew of the map to, like, I would make sure the heroes would always be very careful, search areas that I knew didn't have traps in them, etc.
What? Are you sure state sand doesn't do anything to help?
Well, I don't think it's gonna cure your thing.
I'm gonna try.
It doesn't cure a few things. There's a couple stat ailments it can't cure. Maybe it'll cure his. But it won't cure... It won't cure... your wizard's dilapidate stat.
Shit.
It can't cure that. And it can't cure... Like the final boss's... Debilitating effects, thank you. So... Yeah, that was something I really wanted to fix, but couldn't figure out how. It doesn't. Yeah. Thanks. I knew it. I was talking about that. Yeah. Got totally changed the game as a workaround. Yeah.
Crackle is not worth it. Stop using oomph! Jesus! We might need to... Let's, shit. Stop it!
Running will just probably get your ass killed, I don't know.
Not running is gonna get my ass killed.
No, I guess you can cast Escape, maybe, in this cave.
I can. Which is what I should have done in the first place.
It might put you back at the castle, though, because you entered from the mountainside, but who knows? No, you're good. Now go back and sleep at the inn, and we'll call this an episode. Maybe you'll fight him again. Hopefully you'll get the hat.
Dude, that guy is crazy.
But he's awesome.
How in the heck do you prevent that Majustice?
You can't. Just suck it up. That was an oomph crit.
I know it was an oomph crit, but still.
Well,
the Majustice wasn't helping because it was making the rest of the fight really, really hard.
That's why they call him Notorious.
Yeah, but that was harder than the last boss I fought.
Well, yeah, the single attacks, definitely.
Alright, so we're going to end the stream here so Zen can get to bed at a reasonable hour. And I will be back shortly with Street Fighter.
Alright, guys. Been a pleasure like always.
See you next time, Zen.
Later.
Later. See the rest of you guys shortly.